children of Israel, not the church. Always the children of Israel. And then, of course, you can see which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. So there's something that he's against there, the testimony of Jesus Christ. And so the Bible tells us that all those who believe in Jesus Christ in that period will also face persecution. They will be persecuted because the church would have been raptured before this time. First flight would have taken place.
Yes, sir.
And everyone else that will come to heaven among those believing in Jesus Christ from all the nations. And the Bible tells us it's going to be a large congregation. Large congregation for second flight. Large congregation from all the nations. We read of that before. We dealt with that. And he tells us they're all going to be killed. Nobody's coming there like the rapture that we had. No, they're all coming, haven't been slain, haven't been killed. That's the only way they come. That's the only way they come. They come to heaven. So remember, we talked with that also about the souls that were under the altar. The souls that were under the altar. All of them. And then he told them when they cried out for vengeance, he says, wait until others who should be killed like you arrive. So everyone who will go to heaven, who goes through the tribulation period, will only get to heaven by death. That's what the Bible says. There's no other way. So I told you, prepare for the rapture of the church. You see, the church will never be given into the hands of the Antichrist. I want you to understand that. The church will never be given into the hands of the Antichrist. It's not going to happen. And I'm going to show you a few scriptures just so you understand. And that's why we've got to do what we've got to do. We have to stand up against these satanic characters that are sent out. These are Satan's emissaries sent out to the nations. But we are not afraid of them. I'm going to show you scriptures. So let's begin with what happens at the rapture. What the Bible tells us again about the rapture. I've shared some of this with you before, but I want us to look at this. Isaiah chapter 26. We're going to read from verse 19. It says, thy dead men shall live. Together with my dead body shall they arise. Awake and sing, ye that dwell in dust. For thy dew is as the dew of herbs, and the earth shall cast out the dead. And this is extraordinary. This is remarkable. I want to read it to you from the Septuagint. Let's read from the Septuagint. It's much clearer in the Septuagint. The dead shall rise, and they that are in the tombs shall be raised. Did you know this is in the Old Testament? The dead shall rise, and they that are in the tombs shall be raised. And they that are in the earth, they that are in the earth shall rejoice. Oh Lord.
Glory.
It says, for see, the dew from thee is healing to them, but the land of the ungodly shall perish. Now, go to verse 20, next verse. Go, my people, enter into thy closets, shut thy door, hide thyself for a little season until the anger of the Lord hath passed away. Did you see that?
Yes, sir.
Now, go back to King James. I wanted you to see verse 19, how it is expressed. He says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment until the indignation be overpast. Now, the indignation refers to the wrath of God, the period of judgment, which the Bible tells us will take place in those 3.5 years. And we read about in the book of Daniel and in the book of Revelation. But it starts, remember, the whole period is 7 years when God returns to dealing with the children of Israel in the calendar of God. This will be the 70th week of Daniel's prophecy of 70 weeks. So we are between the 69th week and the 70th week. And these are weeks of years. These are weeks of years, meaning that each week is 7 years. So between the 69th week, that includes the death of the Messiah, and the 70th week, the church comes in. And I told you before, the church has 2 days. What we just read here is about the resurrection of the dead. And here he says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers. Now, at that period, during the tribulation period, I told you about the children of Israel fleeing to Edom and Moab.